while you're on the planet. So you can actually see where you're going. Which was my biggest quarrel with Destiny 1. It's like, why can't I ever know where I have to go? You just had to memorize all the maps, which is okay because they're relatively small. Would not wash here. Maps are huge.
Okay, Broly, I hate to again break the immersion of just Destiny, but what's Resonating Crystal?
Resonating Crystal is a power source for that mod.
Well, but it's like the cave crystals looking thing.
Yeah, so it's like a battery that you can power up the redstone cells
now
with.
That you've got your powers back. The EDZ is rough.
I don't know if
around
you can
the
pick it
old
up
town.
though.
Just remember,
Well, I just did.
refugees from the city have it a
Okay,
lot
so
rougher.
we can use
Wanna
some
help
power
them?
from that mod too.
Find Devram K.
Look how thin the neck armor is here. It's basically bare. I can get decapitated.
I also just got some charged discords too.
Nice. The Applied Energistics mod is pretty amazing for Minecraft.
If you're wondering why we're talking about Minecraft so much too, is it cool if I break some of what we're planning? Or do you want me to shush about it?
Given how many people actually watch the stream and the VODs, it's probably okay to talk about it.
Okay, so we're planning on doing a Minecraft series. Right now we're testing out the pack. It's an FTB pack. And we're seeing whether it has potential. We're thinking right now it does. And I've got a dedicated server code. So we'll be playing through Minecraft and doing a full world on that. We'll have more information in the upcoming days. We're not, like, we don't have everything ready for it yet. But that's going to be another series that's going to replace the 2 we discontinued, which was Beyond Two Souls and Skulls of the Shogun. Actually, the 3 we discontinued because we also finished up Keep the Strip. So
Indeed we did.
we have plenty of room for new stuff. Minecraft's been something we've been wanting to do for a long time. So.
Yeah, like I've talked about it in my Minecraft videos that we're going to set something up, but it never came to fruition until recently.
Well, basically the problem was finding a cheap hosting company.
Yeah, like an affordable server was the biggest setback.
We used to work with a Fallen who flew this banner.
Curious. Well, the Fallen seem to have put this up as a bit of a threat. I imagine you'll find lots of objects like this out there. Bit of a story to them. You both need some supplies to get going out here. See if you find a cache in one of the buildings nearby.
We're just killing time while we wait for the quest to catch up. There's a lot of dialogue. Excuse me, princess. So the region chests are basically golden chests, although I think there's more than 5 per planet.
Keep your eyes peeled for more supplies in the wilds.
I believe
And
so, yes.
do they refresh weekly?
On the wall of the church.
No, the region chests, I think, once you get them, you've gotten them.
Okay. Because there is some loot that resets weekly that we can get. That honored phalanx needs to die. Comfortably by my hand? Maybe not though. Oh my god, you know what? There's bad guys everywhere that are way stronger than me. So we're just gonna continue doing the mission. The problem with this public area, when you're just starting, is that people doing exotic weapon quests and such, they're
Where did
spawning
this
enemies into
symbol
the
come
world
I believe your
that are
city
meant
hunters
for,
must have put them here and there about the
like,
region
level
as they
20.
scouted around. I think they meant it to mark something
And
special or dangerous.
they're just there until they die.
Or both. Let's go check it out.
It's a bit of a problem for one such as myself who's just starting their adventure.
The history of this region is fascinating. I believe tunnels and caves like the one you're in now stretch all across the EDZ. Who knows what's lurking down there? Be careful.
So these lost sectors refresh on a weekly basis, and they're like a mini mission. You go in from the public area, and then you proceed through, fight a boss, and upon beating the boss, you get a loot chest. Destiny 2 is very good about showing you all the basics. It's a little hand-holdy, but they make sure that you know all the activities you can do. Which is a good
Which that's good. Yeah, that's it. Because I feel like in Destiny 1 sometimes you get something like, what if I do? I'm gonna fuck something up.
Yeah, they didn't have much of a tutorial, to say the least. This guy cannot
I
handle
just snagged
Captain
the key
America.
from that captain. I think I can open his supply cache.
It's also pretty traditional for after you beat the boss, but before you open the chest, more enemies will spawn. You can open the chest during this phase, though, it doesn't matter.
Good work down there, you two. Keep an eye out for other hidey holes and treasures like this one.
So you might
But that's for
notice,
another day. In the meantime, what say we
or
get down
you
to
might look
business?
for it, now that I've
Come
said
on
it,
back up to the church
that
tower.
number of perks
I'm putting a
per
kettle on now.
subclass and number of levels don't equal 20 if you combine them all. So that means that you have to do other things to fill out your entire perk tree. So one upgrade point is going to go into Void Wall Grenade. So I used for a bit to see if they improved it. You also got some green gear, which is just amazing at this level. And usually there's a quick way out after you do it. I believe this door actually opened. Yeah. After you completely clear the sector, they'll give you a shortcut.
There are sometimes that you have to fast travel out.
Yeah. Okay, it wanted us to track stuff, and I'll just give you an example of fast traveling. When you complete... Is it a certain number of adventures in the area, or just main story progress to unlock fast traveling points?
I think main story progress, I'm not sure.
But as we progress, we'll actually unlock other spawn locations, so we don't have to spawn here every time and then walk to other locations. Which is, once again, a great quality of life improvement.
I definitely want to agree.
Welcome back. This time I did make tea for you, but I seem to have drunk it all.
And this guy's
Perhaps if
an
you were
asshole, look at
light
that.
quicker.
He made tea and then
Right,
drank
beacon.
all of it,
While you were tussling with the Fallen, we've encountered
and
a bit
then
of a
made us
setback.
the bad guy. We're the
Hawthorne has
victim.
placed the last relay on the mountain above the
Bastard.
salt mines, but even from that height, the signal still doesn't have the range we
Different,
expected.
okay?
He's a bit curious. Regardless, this signal booster should solve our problem if we can get it to her. Dead zone.
Never the
indeed.
gentleman sniper who drinks all the tea on you. And as we level up, their gear will continue to improve up until it hits the cap for NPCs. So, a bunch of things popped up.
Well now, where are you going?
I think because we're so low level, and as you can see, doing adventures give you upgrade points, which is how you exceed your bounds. What are these guys doing in here? I've never seen Fallen climbing the ramp to Devon before.
They want to go. They want to go get revenge on Devon because he promised them tea.
Maybe, but I've never seen them climb that far up before. I've never seen them go in the church before, actually. That was bizarre. There's a whole gaggle of them. Renegade helm. I'm for it. Alright, so
What's next?
the adventures, if you do all of them as they're available, will keep you to the minimum level that you need to be to continue the main quest. So it's always a good idea to do them as they show up.
There's a few signal amplifiers around the area to boost the signal. That should do the trick.
As far as I'm concerned, the adventures are part of the main scenario.
That's one node online.
I'm not sure on stream how diligent I'm going to be, because some of them are longer than the actual quest.
Spotted quite a few fallen headed your way. Keep your guard up.
We'll see how it shakes out. Alright, so now we just have to kill things. This is another part where I think perhaps Destiny 2 dropped the ball a bit. Because
Eliminating that captain under the
you'll
church
often,
must
I
have
don't know
drawn the
if
rest
this
of the fallen
adventure
out.
is like that in particular,
Won't stop coming.
but you'll often find
You need to
yourself
make sure that
doing an
signal is
adventure
strong.
where it just
Better
has
hurry
you
up and
repeat the
place
same
that second
task
node.
3 or 4 times. You change location, but it doesn't change what you're doing. You kill the same special enemy, then you fight enemy waves, and then you move on to the next one. I felt like there could have been a little bit more variety, and a little bit less repetition. Alright, let's move on. There's a chest in here, so we'll grab it. The ability of our new ghost.
Without permission.
It's fine. Her father said it was okay, and it didn't matter what she said.
Damn.
She was
Place
Mexican or
used to be
something, I
so
don't know.
peaceful. This
That's
is the first time
really
I've even
fucked,
seen
yo.
any fallen since the Cabal hit us.
It's a variation of that
Reminds me of
William
the city.
Shatner joke, right?
You all tried to make it so we never even laid
When
eyes
he's telling
on
you all the
Trek.
things that he has and
Keep us
hasn't done
safe,
that you
right?
could relate to
Another
Star
word
Trek.
for a place you're not
And I
allowed
have
to
gone
leave.
where no man has gone
You know,
before.
with walls
One
you
time
can't
Mexico
see
with her
over,
father's permission.
guards everywhere.
Soraya, despite your exploits there, I hardly think the city was a prison.
I'm just saying, no walls at the farm. Come and go
Fucking
whenever
great.
you want. So
Yeah,
let's make
the
sure
audience-
everyone can get there.
The
Eh,
audience was
Guardian?
a lot less sensitive back then.
Right.
I read the boosted signal.
Now if you
and
made that joke,
some
you'd
kinda
like
strange
single-handedly destroy your
feedback.
career.
The fallen
Yeah.
are nothing if not
Career
persistent.
suicide.
I'd wager they have some
Unless you
kind of
happen to be
jamming
like
devices
already really
nearby.
well known for saying shocking things, then you can get away with it.
If you want to, but if you're going to be well known for saying shocking things, you have to start saying shocking things.
Right.
And it shouldn't be shocking. Just saying. If you are shocked by that, then you are from the new generation.
Fair point.
Okay, there's more of these, but I guess they're spread out. That one over there. Like a big metal. There's more than 3 of them, so it doesn't matter which one to shoot.
I know I haven't joined you yet, by the way,
There.
but I've been being very
Got a clear
productive, so
signal.
I haven't really
No more
felt the need
feedback.
to.
5x5 here as well. Excellent work.
Like,
Nice to
for
have a
this
Guardian
stage,
helping us
it's
normal
probably
for a
fine.
change. But there's one more thing. Did I send those coordinates correctly?
I've got them.
Well, I mean, there's
Through a
not much
tunnel
point in us
across
doing
the
too
river.
much until we get to the point where we have strikes
That's the
unlocked, we
place.
have more difficult
I left
quests
something
unlocked. 'Cause
behind
right
there.
now, I mean, 2 of us, you know how fast we would just burn through that?
Which also isn't bad.
Yes and no. I mean, if we're trying to do a series, though, we don't want to burn through it too quickly.
I still have a hunter. Like, in this kind of game, it's more about showing off the classes than the game. Because the story is relatively short.
We're
It's the
almost to
endless
your coordinates,
activities that
Hawthorne.
keep you going.
Good. I left supplies there
It's
that
a
I
hell
had
of a
to
lot longer
abandon in
than
a
most
hurry a
in
while
Destiny
back.
1, though.
Supplies for the
You have to
farm?
get at that.
For the city. But when you all got attacked, I dropped everything and flew across the ocean to try and help.
Like,
The city sure doesn't
taking
need it
all the
anymore.
expansions and
We
vanilla
could
into
use that stuff for the
consideration as a
farm.
whole. Yeah. I think the vanilla campaign in Destiny 1 might have been a bit longer, though.
The vanilla campaign in Destiny 1 didn't take jack
Bad
shit
news,
worth of time.
Hawthorne.
It
The
was really
Fallen
short.
beat us here.
Not when you were
All right, forget
repeating
the
it for the
supplies.
first time
Clear
through.
out those fallen and we'll figure out our next move.
I think it was pretty heavy-handed with level restrictions.
Like, yes and no.
I think they made Void Wall wider.
They did. And it does feel like it tracks a little better.
Well, before, just do what it wanted. Which was usually the wrong right angle compared to what you wanted.
When it works, though, it fucking works. I mean, you have to give it that.
I need you to spread horizontally. How about I spread vertically instead?
Why are we
The
talking about
area's
things
clear.
spreading?
Not for long. The Fallen don't like it
I don't
when
know,
they're
insert
denied a
something
good
with diamonds and pearls.
scavenge. They're bound to come at you in
Search me out
force.
diamonds and pearls.
Do me
I'm
another
exploring
favor.
this
Drop
ravine.
another one of those node things to boost my signal, then get out of there.
You were
Then-
wrong about it being just 2 ravines.
Well, I can only go by what I could see. I said it was 2 U-shaped ravines. If there's more
It's connected-
ravines, then I can't.
It's 2 U-shaped ravines connected to another big-ass ravine.
The resources are going to be out of
That's the
control.
technical term. Big-ass ravine is totally the technical terminology.
Seems legit.
Mind you, I'm only placing torches right now, so I'm not actually mining anything.
That's fine. I put up the barrier there so that I could handle these guys one at a time. Instead of all at once. Because if I hang back here, they're all going to approach relatively evenly. But because I took a forward position, they ran past me, but... What is this weapon? I'm enjoying it. It's a Pariah 34 damage. The extra 14 damage makes so much difference.
I told you the Pariah was really good.
When it has 14 more damage than the one that you get for free, it's so much better.
Told you so.
It's like a ballistics version of Omelon.
Right.
Speaking of versions, I don't know if you found this, but it seems like exotics
You made them mad.
aren't
You're
nearly
doing
as
something
good,
right.
because they
Don't let
have
up.
one perk path, but then you get like a legendary and you can actually change the perks on it. Like there's no customization in exotics anymore,
No, there's not.
but you get a legendary and it has like 1 or 2 customizable perks.
I think the reason they did that is because people were bitching that exotics were overpowered.
Well, they're kind of supposed to be though.
Well, and trust me, I'm not saying that they're not supposed to be. I don't agree with the fact that they don't have customizable perks anymore, but I think that was the reason they did that.
Like the perks that they roll out with are pretty good, but it takes away the personality. Like, you have a Meta multi-tool. It's like, I don't have my Meta multi-tool, you don't have your Meta multi-tool, we just have a Meta multi-tool.
We did it. They're gone.
I just miss the
Guardians
personal
really are
preference
something else.
that you
I
could
guess I
have.
kind of forgot that.
And now we know that there are resources to be found.
Yeah, we
Trust
got-
me, you're not the only one.
We got an
Once we
exotic
retake
engram
the
here.
City, that'll be a big
I
help.
believe that it's
Sure.
required to progress that we
What
pop this.
Soraya means to say is, thank you. Head back here when you can, you two. There's still quite a bit to do.
And is this an engram that we can select a reward for? Anyway, we're gonna go to this other one, which we'll walk to, I guess. Stop playing like a warlock and get into that ass with the shotgun.
Good old Shack, right?
Pretty much. When it drops more heavy ammo, I'll use the shotgun more.
It puts the heavy ammo in the skin.
Like, sometimes you get so much heavy ammo, it's like, yeah, break that out. And other times, it's like, I can't use this under any circumstance. I'd rather die than fire this ammo. Because I would fire the ammo than die and just have the ammo.
Getting some weird feedback on the comms. Dev, did you put your teacup on the broadcast switch again?
Looks
Hey,
like
we'll
these
do
flying
more.
discs are rerouting
We'll do more
the
main
signal.
story after this.
Tried
It's just I
dismantling
want
one,
to
taking a close
get my
look at
level
the
up a bit.
insides.
Shotgun is primary. I thought my fist was
By the
primary.
way, right? No, and by the way, brother, didn't have like
This
2
collar,
stacks of iron.
It's acting as a kind of
Excellent.
broadband amplifier. Their signal is blocking transmissions all across the dial.
After all the work you did setting up Soraya's broadcast,
Well, like I was gonna use my
That just
shotgun, but
won't
all
do.
the enemies
There's a
ran
signal
away
antenna
as soon as I got
nearby.
there.
I can use the core to try to find the source of whatever the
I
fallen
whipped
are
it out,
doing.
faced
Why do you
that
think they're trying to
captain,
jam us,
and
Dad?
he ran away.
they missed their opportunity to take over this area after our friend touched the
Whipped
shard.
it out and shoved it in his face
And
and
now
pulled the
they're
trigger.
too scared to fight us head on. Typical fallen.
That green's gonna be good. I think basically the enemies have to come down this center path, so they're just boned.
The triple B, bone beyond belief.
Maybe. There might be a path behind me, according to my radar.
The fallen are jamming.
No,
us.
it's just a roving band of pikes. Every time I turn around, there's a roving band of pikes. Like, they spawn way too often. Sometimes, the previous band of pikes doesn't even get killed before the next band shows up. Did anyone get images of, like, The Exorcist when that vandal ran by?
Pretty much. Great movie, by the way.
It was pretty revolutionary, actually. Like, the things they did in that movie... There's a reason it came out with an R rating originally.
It doesn't still have one?
I think it's no longer an R movie.
Really? What the hell?
I'd like to point out that The Blob was an R-rated movie when it came out.
Really?
Yeah. When The Blob came out in theaters, it was R-rated.
I did not know that.
For being, like, far too terrifying. Or something like that.
Far too
I found the source. It's underground.
Maybe someone said damn in it. I can't quite remember.
Fallen love dark
Maybe
places.
somebody said
Especially
damn.
with the Red Legion all over the dead
I
zone.
fucking love it.
Alright, get equipped with Firebreak Field. Unlike Destiny 1, it's a really long time before you get a Sparrow. Like, they basically...
Unless you did a really cheap way of doing it like I did.
Yeah, you could. But this is supposed to be like a semi-fresh playthrough.
Pretty much.
Where are we going? This way. So yeah, in Destiny 1 you got a Sparrow, like, right off the bat. And you basically beat the campaign before you get a Sparrow here.
Fallen banners. We're definitely on the right track.
I believe we're being forced into another lost sector, yeah. A lot of the adventures will take you into lost sectors, which, when you're first starting the game, is a little bit bad because, almost guaranteed, once you unlock the planetary challenges, it'll be a lost sector you've already done, and there's no other lost sectors in that zone. So you can't complete the planet. But after your first foray, it's not so bad.
Past the barrier.
Yeah, this one's a bit tedious.
Ask Connery about bypassing barriers.
They're really built up down here. We need to remember this place after we retake the
My
city,
salty Engram
so
fell
we
off
can
the
clear
edge.
it out for good.
Your salty
We could let the
Ingram fell
Fallen
off.
have their creepy caves.
It was
and
the
not
salty
sacrifice
ones that
more
were white,
people.
right?
The salty ones are white. Well, I mean, it's usually salty. Depends on what you're eating, isn't it?
I'm just saying for the Halloween event.
Yeah.
With that shield down, I can finally get a read on the source. It's close.
Shack said my tight wasn't in enough, so I rammed it all the way in.
Well, you weren't as much into that ass as you'd probably like.
Sounds more like a slur.
What do you mean?
Okay, well we couldn't dodge around that one, so I'm just gonna do this one correctly. trying to be cheeky.
This is it. Hold them off, and I'll use that shank core to shut down the signal remotely.
I think the best use of the void wall is just to stop the enemy from advancing when you don't want them to. Although I don't know what's up with the AI. If you put down a void wall, the enemies just patiently wait on the other side. If you put down a solar grenade or a vortex grenade, they run right into it. I don't know what that wretch was doing, but it was highly inappropriate. This hand cannon has great target acquisition.
It's a much lower powered version of the annual skate, which the Suros make.
Just a little longer.
Back off a little bit. Probably not beside the explosive barrel, if given the option. I just got an annual skate. My warlock.
They're fantastic guns, aren't they?
I have not fired it. I literally acquired it right before the stream.
I like them a lot.
Alright, we got the key codes.
Just before you took out that captain, I fried all their broadcast capabilities.
Enough helmets, though.
No more jamming.
That means people will be coming to the
Oh,
farm.
my lord, we got like a full gear set.
Once we get that last
Right.
relay set up, we can reach out
And
to
I
the
think
rest
the
of the
idea
system.
here is we're supposed to climb out.
Then we can start rallying Guardians to
This way?
strike back against the Red Legion.
There will be plenty of time for both. For now, head back here when you can, you two.
And there's a one-way drop. All the way back to the start.
It's almost always a one-way drop, mate. You know that. God, the Macerator takes like freaking half of an eternity to get anything done, I swear to God.
Yeah, but we don't have the technology to make the overclocker yet. Because we were going this way, I chose the fast travel. I'm also going to take a brief stop in the church to apply my upgrade points. And check out my new gear. Can't equip that, not high enough level. Yeah, I'll take a fusion rifle. Quite fond of those.
I don't see why you're so fond of them. I don't like them.
Like, if given the option between a shotgun and a fusion rifle. Clearly, I was just given that option. I'd take the fusion rifle.
I'll take the shotgun just about every time.
It's basically a shotgun that penetrates all the targets.
You just dismantled a better piece of chest armor, mate.
No.
All of the starting gear shacks? Jesus Christ. Are you talking about the broken gear from the Great Fall?
Unfortunately, as sweet as the minuet was, it wasn't cutting the mustard. I guess I should do that one thing that I said I was going to do. I get lift, gonna get suppressor, and then I switch back to magnetic, in all honesty. Then we have one spare upgrade point that we got from the adventure.
Magnetic grenades are fantastic.
Yeah, out of the options, I think I like them the most.
Well, I kept that stuff too, Shaq. Even though you can get repaired versions of it already.
I'm not sure which butt rocket I like best, so I'll just pick this one for now.
Ass blaster. So I should totally crush the radioactive ore we have, right?
Like,
Hey, Dev. Still sitting up here
the
above
yellowite
mines
isn't
with
such
this
a big
busted
deal, but
comm relay.
uranium we can do
Where's
stuff
that
with.
signal booster?
Our new
I was trying to
guardian
be
friend
funny.
is en route. I'm getting
Yeah, let's
too
hit this
old to clean
radioactive
up
ore
after
with
you,
enormous force.
Soraya.
This seems like a great idea.
Finally, he admits he's
Perfectly
old.
fine in Minecraft.
Bail me out on one assault charge
Evidently.
and never let me live it down.
I'd like to point out that
Don't
you
you mean one
hand-picked it
a
out of the rock wall.
You're the reason my hair is grey.
You
Yeah,
basically served it repeated hard impacts with solid objects held in your bare hand.
What are we doing with silver ore? Are we macerating that?
It gets pulverized.
Okay. Do we have a pulverizer?
We do. It's right across from the macerator. You have to babysit a little bit though. The steam dynamo needs babysitting, not the pulverizer. I'm glad that the power difference between charged and uncharged melee is basically nothing.
Do we do the same thing with lead?
Yes. Silver gives lead, lead gives silver.
That elevator should take us to the top of the mines.
That's an interesting spawn area. Whenever Ghost is flashing in the corner and not talking, it's when you want to scan something.
These house banners are rare on the ground these days. Between the Guardians and the Cabal, they've buried a lot of old grudges.
Shaq is asking
All four
how.
hands on deck.
How what?
He has said how. How, sway how.
I'm not sure what you mean by how, Shaq. You gotta be more specific.
Well,
We'll have to find another way up to Hawthorne.
the very first time I went through here, I went to this one first because it seemed the most obvious path. The game's like, no, click over there and get that event and then go this way.
That was funny though.
It was funny, but I'm like, game, I've played games before. We're going this way.
The game's being cheeky.
How to get the repaired set.
The repaired set, go talk to a core Ray in the tower. After doing your meditations for the week, she gives it to you. Well, not the set, like, it's like with medallions and it's random drops and shit, but...
So basically, Ikora has a random chance every time she ranks up of giving you the repaired set. A piece or two at a time.
Yeah. And it has different flavor text, I think.
You'd expect it to.
You'd hope so.
This hand cannon. Doing a lot of work.
You almost on one?
Yeah, it handled that guy pretty quick.
Well, I think he also shot an explosive barrel.
It would have hit me too then. They have an incredible radius. One time, on a different planet, I can't remember which different planet, it was a room full of explosives. I shot a barrel, the whole room exploded in chain reaction.
They're worth doing, Shaq.
Like, it's only 3 repeat missions a week, right?
Yeah. And even then, you can power through them pretty fucking quickly. I haven't done mine this week, and we've been on later and do them, but you can go through them pretty quick.
I did them on my Warlock, just try them out. Did not take very long at all. What is shooting me in the butt?
Everything?
Apparently.
Yeah. So 1 hour worth of your time. Or... No, that's not how time works. Brian, are you okay? No, 1 hour 40 of your time. It's like, Brian, are you okay up there? Too much Minecraft for the day.
Well, my theory on it is, if you're gonna spend like an hour grinding stuff in Destiny anyway, might as well be a guaranteed payout. So I think Ikora's tokens are spaced out, so it's a guaranteed level up if you do all of them.
Yeah, you get a guaranteed gear drop a day. So you, in like literally I don't know if you get them daily or weekly, but you'll get the gear set pretty quickly.
I can't tell you if they're daily or weekly because on the day that I unlocked them, I did one, and then it was rollover. So it was like the worst time to find out if it was daily or weekly.
Barely, should I pulverize Yellowite or macerate it?
Use just enough items to see if the yield is any different.
Okay.
We might also have to wait for an industrial grinder to get the most out of it.
Grinder, I don't even know it.
The hornet's nest, haven't you?
Now, this looks pretty extravagant, right?
Yeah.
But you can just do that. Walk around it. You don't have to deal with any of that bullshit. We did trip one accidentally, but you can get through without touching a wire.
We found an elevator.
You're good.
I was cracking
Almost
off
as
the
good as
meditations in about 14 minutes each. And I was doing a little bit of farming too, because I was doing the kills for Meet a Multi-Tool.
Why are we talking about crack? Don't do crack, kids.
Elevator's not working.
I blew them up the
Power
first
is
time, a little bit, and I'm like, you actually don't have to blow these up.
And we've
I can just
upset
walk
the
past
wall.
them. The servers are actually threatening in Destiny 2, which is nice change.
Yeah. Another thing too, bro, the SAG mill has a chance to give Darksteel balls. That's the only real benefit I've seen.
The SAG mill, I believe, is a multi-block structure. I've never built it. I don't know how it works. But,
9600 RF per item.
yeah, it's a greedy horse, but it does have a good loot table for processing.
From what I'm seeing, though, it's better just to straight up fucking throw it in the macerator.
I think the industrial grinder has the same loot table, but is easier to deal with.
Oh, you know, you have to pulverize it. Pardon me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the pulverizer has a chance for additional drops, but if it doesn't have an additional drop, it's faster to macerate. The pulverizer is probably faster than the macerator right now, but once you put overclockers on it. I don't know if there's a speed upgrade for the pulverizer.
I am going to macerate the uranium ore, too. The one piece I found is 2 of those.
Should give you 2 dust, like normal.
Yep. 2 crushed uranium ore. Now, once I make these into ingots, do they hurt me?
No.
Okay.
And if we want to do...
I can't turn them into ingots.
You have to have a compressor.
Oh, you have to compress them.
Yeah, we don't have a compressor yet. You can probably make one now that there's so much iron.
What are you were thinking, Shaq? That's amazing. What were you thinking?
As Asher would say.
Asher's like a fucking awesome character.
Asher's my soulmate.
I need like him.
I know we don't have to fight every single one of these.
Brought the power back
I'm gonna
on.
choose to fight every single one of these.
Maybe I'll finally get my booster one
For that
of
sweet,
these
sweet
days.
experience.
Yeah, the experience is pretty valuable. I think that these are unlimited spawns now, until I go up the elevator.
You have to compress them into ingots, so you were right. There's nothing else you can do with them.
We kinda always had that one life thing in Destiny. Care to elaborate? These guys are optional, we don't have to fight them at all. That drag is hilarious.
Oh my god. Septuple compressed cobblestone.
Yes.
What is the fucking point?
Yeah, but I guess the idea is the whole game's like a Nightfall. I think there's actually an achievement for like building a castle out of the maximum cobblestone compression.
Then hurry up with that booster. Let's finish hooking up the
Jesus
comm network.
Christ.
And
Like, there's millions of
thanks for the
cobblestone
help. You're not so bad
just in
for a fancy
like,
pants guardian.
one room.
Now that's the nicest thing I've ever heard Soraya say.
Fuck that.
You're in rarefied air, my friend.
It's not that bad. You just make a cobblestone generator, it pumps into an ME system, that auto-crafts it. Cutscene.
You made it.
By the way, we're
Looks
coming
like
up on
Lewis
10 minutes
owes
left
me
in the
money.
stream.
All right. Let's see if this
Yeah,
works.
so I think what we'll do is
I read the manual, right?
I'll go to the farm,
There's an incoming
handle some
beacon.
things, and then next week
Guardians, the
I'll have
signals
Durf
lost.
join me,
If there is
and we'll
any
do some
light
party
left
stuff.
in the system, we rally on Titan.
Well, it didn't make sense for me to join you this week, honestly.
Guardians,
Zavala's alive. If we leave
Like,
now,
really?
You are not going to Titan.
It makes more sense when we go to the next
We've got
planet,
refugees coming in. The Red Legion
which
on
is
one side, the
immediately
Fallen
after
on
this
the
mission,
other.
if we so
we
choose.
have our powers
A
back.
few adventures
And
pop
we're
up,
going
though.
to retake the
Your
city.
city is gone.
Hawthorne, we will be back, and we won't be alone.
You'll know where to find me.
Hawthorne's so salty in this scene.
Right?
I feel like my bowl cut isn't as bald in the back in Destiny 2 as it was in Destiny 1.
Pretty much.
It would save us both a lot of time if
We
you
have
would
so many
just
different
kill
types of
me.
ingots right now, it's not even funny.
for one who calls himself Speaker, you have remarkably little to say. We've learned.
I like how they
the
had
Guardians has
Gaul
reconnected to
poke
the
fun at the
light.
speaker.
You say
in this scene.
you have no
Yeah.
power over the Traveler yet.
There's a lot of things slipped in from Destiny 1 in these cutscenes.
Help me understand.
Yeah, I was quite happy with that. They did a lot of really good referencing that way.
Like, they really researched their community when they wrote the
All
script.
things. You can block it, even try to trap it, but the light will find its way. And the Traveler will protect itself.
The Traveler.
I know, right?
For years I
Just like on the
studied
cusp of his face.
the worlds it has touched. its power over life and death. We are not so different.
I wouldn't be surprised if the speaker was the same species as Xur.
You are nothing like the Traveler. Nothing.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
You think
He's
you
just a
have
Cthulian.
power, control. I know your kind. You started small. You will end small.
If the Traveler truly has chosen humanity of its own free will, then there is no reason I should
there's a good dynamic in the speaker Gaul scenes.
myself and leave this system in ashes.
Only those the Traveler chooses will be reborn in the light.
Yes.
You can tell Gaul actually has a lot of respect and honor,
This is why I have
just from the
prayed
fact
for
he's taking the time
and
to speak with the speaker, instead of just killing him and taking the Traveler.
The Traveler will
They're making Gaul not a bad guy, which is great.
Well, he's still a bad guy, but they're making him seem more, for lack of a better word, human. Like, they're making him seem more of a character than just a generic bad guy.
Yeah, like, he's not Crota or Oryx, who are just bad because they're evil and darkness. He's a bad guy to us, but he's actually not a bad guy himself.
No, and they made the Cabal seem like not darkness incarnate. They made it seem like there's actually a culture there. There's actually, people there.
Well, see, Gaul is fighting to free his people from a mad emperor.
Pretty much.
And it just so happens that we're on the shit end of the stick when he's doing it. Yeah, like, he's menacing because he's Cabal and that's their culture. But I feel that if we weren't standing between him and what he needed to save the Empire, he could actually be an ally to us.
Well, yeah, I would agree. And, he wasn't batshit crazy.
Goodbye, Guardian.
Because, don't get me wrong, I still think he's crazy. Like, I still think he's crazy. But there's more to it there than just some insane enemy.
Yeah. I think he has the best character development.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. It's a shame we killed him so early.
Looking back, it makes perfect sense.
Well, someone had to do it.
Made friends with Bird.
Well, yeah, but it's still a shame.
Very strange child.
Alright, so, as promised, I'm going to stop by the farm.
Nothing to see up here.
And we'll probably do this adventure at the start of next stream to warm up. He had a Lex Luthor feel. I can see that.
I would agree. I mean, Lex Luthor was one of my favorite characters of all time. He was very smart. He was very interesting, but he wasn't necessarily evil. I mean, Lex Luthor was pretty bad, but...
The best villain is someone who's a villain only because they're causing you problems.
Right, they're not inherently evil, they're just, you're in their way.
Yeah, like, he has a good cause. And in his eyes, this is the way to see it done.
Well, I mean, you're going to think this is kind of cliche, but that's what I kind of liked about Borderlands. Was that Handsome Jack, the character in that game, had a really good background.
Which, like, is also a requested game to stream at some point.
I would love to stream Borderlands. It's a fantastic game.
Maybe after Destiny runs its course and we're waiting for the expansion, we can slide in.
Well, I think you would really like the whole dynamic of the way the classes work in Borderlands, since you seem to be huge into, like, different diverse classes.
I just like modability,
And now I know
so it
why.
doesn't go stale, right?
Truly, the Traveler
Yeah.
has chosen you.
Well, Borderlands has a much more, I wouldn't say cliche, but much more standard progression system where there's like 3 different trees you can go down and different abilities. And you can mix and match if you want, and that sort of thing.
Well, we got an exotic for Hammer of Soul, so I'm not too excited about that.
What was it?
That
one?
Yeah. It'll be great later,
nice.
But right now it's very shit. I probably should have saved the Engram, but I wanted to see if I could get something. What? Do you see this?
Right? Warlocks.
The bird's
Titans,
twigging out.
Red Orbit,
Jesus.
Iron Banner. I don't know how to keep track of it all. Point is, you understand that people.
He's humping her shoulder.
To inspire them.
Happy Birdie.
Family you choose to join.
Happy Birdie. Instead of Flappy Bird, Happy Bird.
The Fappy Bird. It was masturbating. It was masturbating furiously.
Fappy Bird. I don't know.
Okay, by request, I'll show off this exotic. It has Sunfire Furnace, improved recharge rate of your solar abilities while Hammer's Soul is charged, and it like takes away your abdomen. So like, you're like Jinpachi Mishima.
Jinpat, or you know, what's his face from Warframe? I can't remember his name anymore.
4.
Yeah. That fucking chest piece looks dope though.
Plasteel reinforcement and restorative mod. Because it's a Titan, I'd probably stay with Plasteel, but restorative could be good.
Want to talk to me?
Hold L2 real quick.
Getting the lore.
Yeah.
I will wait while people read the lore. Actually, why don't you read it out loud, since you're so keen.
You who seek the Forge, your journey will be long, but your destination is closer than you think. Ordos. Commander, as best we can tell, they're all gone. Somehow the Legion found their outpost, and the Hunters say Centurions still hold the ruins. This was the last text transmission we got before the signal died. Sloan. The fire burned within us, not by choice, not because we sought the flame, but because there was no other way. When you stood before the Forge, there was no doubt, no fear, not even anger. My orders stood for generations. We held against the shadow, bearing a weapon that seared flesh and melted bone. And now we stand at the end. In the history, remember the Forge, remember the Hammer, remember the Sunbreakers. Ordos, third and final Imperial Magistrate of the Sunbreaker. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, your torso is just gone in this armor.
Did you have some clan stuff to talk about?
It no longer exists. You can see your back a bit. It's all fire inside.
It's dope as hell, though.
That's like what happens to my Warlock's face whenever I put any exotic helmet on.
Oh my god. I like how there's like venting flames from the fucking vents on the side of the shoulders.
Anyway,
the back.
For now, thanks for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button. Subscribe, helps out a lot. If you're watching this on Twitch, follow me so you know when the next stream is going to be.
Straight up Titan smash that follow button, because we're going to be doing this much more often.
Yeah, we might even slot up 2 nights a week for Destiny, because it's kind of an open game.
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of going to be one of our main focuses, even in other videos that we're talking about. It's going to be Destiny.
Well, until the shiny wears off, anyway. But for now, until next time.
Good night, everybody.